So we have an ongoing debate here, or I have an ongoing debate with a number of people about the purpose of life. I mean, I'm sure you all wonder about that too. And we believe that the purpose of life is our ascension. What does that mean, our ascension? So we have a soul. That's the core of who we are. Uh, and we have the opportunity for that soul to unite with God. And I knew this from a young child. I told a story early on. When I was in grammar school, we learned that the purpose of life is to know and love God. And if we do a good job of that at the end of life, we will join him in heaven. So that's a version, a child's version of this. But all of life is designed to reconnect with the God from whom we have come. That's what we believe. But the question is the purpose my ascension? Is the purpose me reuniting with God? Or is the bigger purpose, which I think is the bigger purpose, all of us uniting with God? Is this a me game or is this a we game? That's the question. I tend to think it's a we game because it gives me a bigger perspective and a kind of a bigger purpose. And it's the I am my brother's keeper, that I have a responsibility. This isn't just about me. It's a responsibility to elevate the people around me, um, expand the God in each one of us. So this story is related to that. It just happened on Labor Day. There's a number of volunteers here at the Royal Teton Ranch who come for periods of time and then they leave. Some come and stay, like me. I first visited and I said, "This is where I'm going to live. This is where I need to be." There's a fellow, Jan, who comes from the Czech Republic. He's an amazing man. He is the most generous person I've ever met. Um, and he's been here for, well, I think about 4 months, and he had to leave. He actually left on Wednesday. And I wanted to do a hike with him and for him because we've just been doing a lot of work and haven't necessarily had time to explore. So I organized this hike on to Electric Peak, which is just shy of 11,000 feet. I didn't realize how difficult a hike it was. There were seven of us, and I was by far the oldest, probably 20 years older than the next younger person, and almost 40 years older than some of them. I mean, it was, in some ways, it was foolhardy to do this hike. I'm in pretty good shape, but I haven't done serious hiking in a couple of years. And this is a serious hike. I didn't realize how serious it was. It's a serious hike. It's listed in all trails as a difficult hike. So we're on our way, and I'm battling most of the hike with the idea that I can't do this. I'm looking ahead like a half a mile climb, just up, 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 up. And I said, I can't do this. That's all in my mind. I can't. And then I'm just thinking, okay, one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. But there were points where I was really struggling. And Jan, there were seven of us, Jan decided to stay back with me and stayed with me the whole time. And they would hike ahead and then they'd slow down and then we'd catch up and then we'd go together. And I knew that if I at any point stopped, like really stopped and said, "I'm not going any further, I'll just stay here, you guys go ahead," that he wouldn't let me be alone. He would stay with me. I knew that because we wouldn't ever let anybody be alone because there's lots of bears there. There's grizzly bears there. We saw evidence, scat of them. And it's a risk. You want to leave somebody alone. And I knew he would stay with me. And I couldn't have him not get to the top. That was the whole purpose of this event, was for him and for him to get to the top. There's two peaks, actually. One's Omega, one's Alpha. Omega is the first one you get to, and then there's Omegas further. What drove me to the top was the realization that if I didn't get to the top, he wouldn't get to the top because he would stay with me. If I stopped, he wouldn't get to the top. And that's what drove me. And we got there. And I got to Omega, and I was not going to go any further. It was not possible because to get from Omega to Alpha, even though it's just a few hundred yards, is fairly treacherous. You need to really be on top of it. And I was pretty tired by the time I got there. And as soon as we got there, and he got me settled, and there was one other guy then there that also said, the guy that was next younger than me, also said, I'm not going any further. So it was he and I. As soon as we got there, he said, can I go to Alpha? He was like a kid saying, do I have permission to go to Alpha? I said, yeah, go ahead. That's the whole idea. Go ahead. And he just bounded off and caught up with the rest of the troops and went to Alpha and enjoyed himself there, and then came back to Omega, and then we all went down. So I don't know exactly what the lesson is, but it has to do with the dedication that we have to each other lifts us. You know, his dedication to me and my desire for him to succeed, for him to ascend to the summit is what drove both of us there, particularly me. Left to myself, I would have stopped. But wanting him to succeed and his dedication to me made it this kind of spiral where my success led to his success. His desire to support me led to me succeeding. And we both got there together. So I don't know what to call this story, but it has to do with something about this kind of devotion to each other and commitment to each other's success that makes me successful. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.